Just like any learning process in yoga, you need to start in a very sequential manner. I've put together a sequence that will work for you in getting a bit more mobility and strength and flexibility in your feet. You'll find the link to the playlist and the link to the videos below. Here's a recap of what you'll learn in this sequence on toe mobility. I'll provide some short clips that show you what you'll learn in the practices. You'll work from the toes in various stretches, and once you get strong enough, you'll come to the mat. We start in the chair and go to the mat. You might need some props, and I use broccoli rubber bands, for example, for one of the props, and also a towel or a blanket. Here's a quick refresher on some toe actions that you can do, so please do the full videos as well. When you're seated in a chair, you can start to move your feet, just lifting the heels and the toes. And as you repeat these actions, work to spread your toes. And with that toe spread, as you press down through the base of the toes, you feel a nice energetic action in the feet. Keep the base of the toes down and lift the toes. Through this action, you start to build the strength in the three arches of the feet. Continue this action with the toes spread and press through the tip tops of the toes. Draw your right ankle to the outer left knee. Spread your toes. Thread your fingers all the way to the webbing of the fingers and the webbing of the toes. Spread the fingers to spread the toes. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the fingers all the way through the toes. So once you get to wherever it feels all right for you, just continue to move the foot and in a dorsiflexion and plantar flexion fashion as you keep the fingers spread. It's a little fiery, but keep that action. You can also use props. The prop I'm using here is a broccoli rubber band. By placing the rubber band in the inner big toes and around the toes, you'll notice that you'll be able to build a lot of strength in the toes and in the arches, and through that you'll gain so much stability through the action of just spreading the toes with the constriction of the broccoli rubber band. Another prop that you can use is a towel or a blanket. By working your toes in such a way that you're scrunching up the fabric, that enables such an energetic action of the foot. As you can see, even the left foot that's not on the blanket is still working. So by working the toes to draw the toe tips in toward the heel, builds the arches to give you a lot of freedom of movement in plantar and dorsiflexion of the ankles while the toes are spread. So this action creates a lot of freedom in your movement. Another thing that you can do is zigzag walking. You can work on this either seated or standing with your legs weight bearing, but this enables a little bit more strength and certainly stability in the ankles. You'll start to build strength in the ankles and be able to speed up your actions in the zigzag walking. Another way without props to work is to press your fingers on the toe tips and allow for a lot of movement in the big toe. The base of the big toe and the action of the big toe is quite important. And those of us that have bunions, it's very important to work this area. You can also press your toes down on the floor and work the big toe. As you make progress, you can come to the mat. And when you come to the mat with your toes tucked under, and bring more weight of the pelvis toward the heel. You can also stimulate your feet with the toes tucked under. It allows for a nice engagement. Another action you can do in yoga is to come to a lunge. And with the back foot pressing so that the toenails provide pressure on the mat, you can lift the knee for a nice stretch to the top of the foot. Now, sometimes that just doesn't work for all of us. So allowing yourself a little bit of freedom by just pressing the toenails down. If the back knee does not lift, you're still creating a nice action in the back foot. So come back again and again to get a refresher on toe mobility, because it helps create stability with a nice strong foundation in your yoga poses and in the activities of your daily life. Namaste.